Welcome to Cincinnati.
Appreciate it. Glad to be here. Sure.
You spent your entire career in Dallas to this point. What made you choose the Bengals?
Really, a multitude of reasons, but the main one, is being a chance to be a part of something special. I didn't know anything about Cincinnati before signing here in terms of the city. Never been to Ohio, and it's real exciting, just to hear about basically the team, the place, the heart of Cincinnati. It really was attractive to me. And then at the end of the day, I see an opportunity the same way. I went to the University of Colorado, and we weren't a very good team. A lot of people doubted us, and we were able to build something there that was special. And a lot of those guys are some of my greatest friends at this point too. So I feel like through struggle, that's when some of the best football starts being played and some of the best bonds get created. So real excited to do that.
You said the word special twice. Why do you believe the Bengals are special?
Like I said, well, first off, let's start with the quarterback. Joe Burrow, big believer in what he can do and his potential. Big believer in the defense of secondary and a lot of the young pieces they have up front. The new guys that we signed, the linebackers, just a big believer in basically the opportunity to be great. Some teams are already great. I think this team has opportunity to be great, and very competitive division. And yeah, I just think that all those things make it special.
Welcome to Cincinnati. I have two questions. First of all, for us, just to make sure we're accurate, how do you pronounce your name?
All right. So my correct way to pronounce my name is Chidobe Awuzie. But most people say Chidobe Awuzie, and that's perfectly fine.
So that's acceptable to you?
Yeah, Chidobe Awuzie or Awuzie even, I'll take it. It's all good.
Okay. Now, thinking back when you first got into football, I think around the sixth grade or so, and you look at your journey, how do you reflect back and think about what football has meant to you?
Man, it's done so much for me. And, I definitely respect the game. It's taken me from, San Jose, California to out of the U.S., to Colorado, to Texas, to now the East Coast, Midwest. Like, it's just taken me so many places. It's given me so many relationships. It's tested me as a man. I feel like through football, I've kind of, experienced some low lows, some high highs. I kind of understand who I am now. So, I definitely just respect the game, and I'm grateful for it. And that's what y'all should expect from me, as someone who's going to play the right way because I respect the game.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Chidobe, Ben Baby with ESPN here. Obviously, you played the Bengals last year. Did you get a feel for anything? Is there anything you could glean from one game against them that maybe played a decision into signing with them this year?
I wouldn't say totally. I would say most of my decision came from postseason and just looking at all the things that I mentioned before. That was really the reason why Cincinnati became so attractive to me.
Now a potential starting secondary is you and Hilton and Trey Waynes. Do you get the sense that this coaching staff really values defensive backs?
Yeah, for sure. Talking to Lou, Coach Lou, definitely get that vibe. Talking to Coach Jackson, the corners coach, definitely get that vibe. So, I'm excited. Just take my game to the next level. I think I've gotten a little piece of change now, but that's never been my motivation. My motivation is respect, and I want to be respected around the league. I want to be one of the best in the league. So I'm always approach this like my back against the wall. And just talking to them and the guys that we brought in so far, I definitely see that I'm going to have an opportunity to be my best self. So here, I definitely think that they value the secondary.
Sir, how you doing? Go ahead.
Just fine.
Sorry, Butch. I was going to say, so much of secondary play is communication. How big of a hurdle do you see that as, having three corners that have never played together before?
I don't see it too much as a big hurdle. I've already talked to Mike. Some of the guys from the past or from the secondary have reached out to me. And it seems like all guys are just focused on winning, focused on, creating a good bond. And, a lot of us are veterans. Some places you have couple younger players who, are at different points in their career, who aren't focused on those type of little things. But I think on this team, it's a definite difference from other teams in terms of veterans in the secondary, players who've done it before. So I think it'll happen over time, but hopefully it'll happen quicker than most.
And I was curious, did you reach out to Josh Tupou at all in this process to kind of pump him for some information?
Yeah, of course. Tupou's my boy, Colorado alums, and we created that great bond that I was talking about at Colorado. Those things can't be broken. So Tupou's my family, my boy, and I'm definitely gonna link up with him when everything gets settled down and we get settled in.
Thanks.
Sir, how you doing? Jeff Hobson with Bengals.com. First, do you have a nickname or anything that people call you that's shorthand or anything?
Yeah, people usually that I know usually call me Cheeto or Chi, one of the two. I've heard all types of nicknames, and obviously in the football world, a lot of people call me by my last name. So, it's whatever people feel comfortable with.
Thank you for that. When you look at, when you look at tape and you look at other corners around the league, are there guys that you watch that you would like to, that maybe you like their game, you try to copy some of what they do, and how would you describe yourself as a player, and what are you looking to get better at?
Yeah, so growing up, I used to really like Brian Dawkins, the way he played the game in terms of attitude, passion. Obviously he's a safety, but just the passion that he played with really drove me to love the game and want to play that way. When it comes to corner, I really love Darrelle Revis. Grew up in his era when he was dominating the game. Used to look for any interview I could, any tidbit I could of Darrelle, any film I could of Darrelle. I still download his film on my iPads and stuff like that. So just love how he's a technician. That's something I try to do when I play. Be a technician, play the ball well, play through the guy's hands, different ways to play through guys' hands. That's what I try to emulate, do the best I can. I definitely have ways to go to reach his level, but definitely one of the guys I emulate.
Chidobe Awuzie here with The Athletic. I know Dallas is a pretty intense market, and you were a pretty high-profile player down there. How much did that maybe wear on you, and were you specifically kind of feeling like a change of scenery could be a really big help for you at this point?
That's a really good question. I think, Dallas is obviously a big market team, big city. A lot comes with it, being drafted there. But it was nothing I couldn't handle. I loved pressure. I learned to treat hate and love, doubt and belief the same way. All just make me better. So it was all tough love to me at the end of the day. So I think a change of scenery was definitely needed. Definitely for my growth as a player. I think as a person, that's naturally going to happen. But as a player, I think it was definitely a good idea to come to Cincinnati.
Did you enjoy the free agency process, and what was it like to be kind of recruited again?
Yeah, so honestly, I didn't understand it that well because on Sunday I just woke up and was thinking about, working out. I had 2 workouts that day. I was like, okay. And I actually just came to Irvine, where my agency is, to work out. And I was like, okay, let's see if these guys work hard. Let's see if these trainers are going to be good and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, calls start coming in and things start happening fast. I'm like, dang, I thought I had until Wednesday. But it happened fast. And for me, Cincinnati was one of the first teams that showed interest. And I'm one of those type of guys that if you show me, then I'm going to show you. So it went pretty easy for me when Cincinnati reached out.
What was last season like for you? You've been durable throughout your career, but obviously you got banged up. It's a contract year. How hard was that?
It was pretty hard, especially when we weren't doing that good at that point in the season. I thought that that year was going to be my best year, as every year a player should. I prepared properly. Just my body just wasn't ready, I guess, with all the COVID regulations or something like that. So it was definitely tough, but one of those things that just makes me better, makes me stronger. I know what to do now entering the season. If we don't have an off season, I know how to prepare my body to make it through.
Hi, Laurel Failer from the Dayton Daily News. I was just wondering, did you worry that was going to impact things for you as you headed into free agency, just not having that full season to really show what you could do?
Yeah, obviously you'd hope that I would hope that I had a full season to do that, but I'm a big believer in God and God's plan, and I knew everything would work out the way it's supposed to, and I feel like so far it has. Obviously would have wanted to play and show some more that I could do, but now I get the opportunity to be here and have and go out there on the field and show it again. So that's what I'm really excited about.
You mentioned at the start you didn't know a ton about Cincinnati. What have you learned over the last 3 days?
Jeff Ruby's is the most fire steakhouse I've ever been to. Not gonna lie, that what they call it, the steak burrow. I ain't never had a steak like that. It was really good. The skyline when I was driving in, I had a red eye, but the skyline was crazy. It was so dope. And then haven't seen too many people out probably because of COVID, and it was kind of raining, the weather. But everybody that I've met so far has been real solid, real nice. Yeah, so a couple of things that I learned.
Speaking of COVID, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Speaking of COVID, what did you learn about yourself and just life dealing with COVID and playing football with so many variables hanging in the balance?
Discover how much football at its purest form doesn't need any facility, doesn't need any, extravagant weight room, doesn't need any extravagant program. Like the game's gonna go on, no matter what. So I discovered that with that's the type of football that I like, the type of football that, you get to show yourself, prove to yourself that you actually love the game. And I feel like through COVID and everything, the way you had to train, the way a player had to train, it really showed me how much I love the game.
Thank you.
That second NFL contract, if you're good enough to earn one, is life-changing money. Is that kind of sinking in that, you and future members of your family are going to be pretty well set?
Yeah, man. I'm so blessed. Thank God. I'm so appreciative. When I got the call and, confirmed that I was going to be a Bengal, I just broke out into tears. And I didn't even break out into tears during the draft, really. I think I did a little bit, but I was like genuinely tears of joy, just thinking about, my family, thinking about helping my dad retire, thinking about all my family in Nigeria that I could help now, all my family in New York I could help now, in California. I'm so blessed and thankful. So
I don't know if they got a steak named after Dak down in Dallas, but
maybe they do, but I haven't had it.
Any the lure of Burrow, I guess everybody wants to come to a team that's set at quarterback. How much of a factor was that when you were looking through your opportunities?
It was a very, very big factor, very big factor. I believe, like I said, I believe in his potential. I believe in the player he is today. Walking by the weight room, he's already working out, throwing and doing all that kind of stuff. So that's what it takes for sure. So that was a very big factor.
How was the steak?
Best I've probably had. I'm still wondering, like, because I come to Cincinnati. I've been to a couple of these big cities, and I've had some pretty good steaks. But that one is. I think it might be the best. So,
as a frame of reference, did you go to Bob's or Al Bernays in Dallas?
Yeah, I've been to Al Bernays, been to Bob's.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I've been to all of them in Dallas. Yeah.
When you talked about family being, back in Nigeria, I think you said.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get a chance to go back as much as you like, or now, or are you able to go back more because of the new deal that you've gotten?
Yeah, so I've been back once officially. I wanted to go back this year, but a lot of stuff going on with COVID, and then NSARS thing too. Probably wasn't the best idea, but I definitely plan on going back more. Usually the best time to go back is during Christmas, and I'm always playing football during that time. So definitely gonna try to start going back maybe in like the spring.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any more questions? All right. Chidobe, thank you for joining us. We'll let you go. Congratulations, and we'll talk to you soon.
I appreciate it, y'all. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.